I just did my patented fill it up with water, tie it, clean it, check it, and then take it with me and dispose of it later. But not everybody gonna do that every single time. So
What? Wait, go run that list back.
That's one
Run
step
that
short
process
of
back.
Drake and the hot sauce.
so I take it off, go to the bathroom, fill it up with
Whatever
water, then
works.
clean it and squeeze and like use the paper towel or the Kleenex or the tissue to see if any drippage was on the towel, and I put it in my pocket and take it with me. And
I don't know
dispose
why I
of it.
thought you was about to reuse that sucker. Oh, my bad, my bad.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna diminish me.
Save this
The
for later.
diminishment. The diminishment.
All right.
Oh my God.
Okay, anybody else want to give their input on the list? Because I want to.
Dude, man, I was not expecting that. Reusable condoms. Oh my God. Welcome back to Money, Marriage, and Media. Is there a lack of trust when a man finds love after he attains success? Jesus, that's a long title. So we might have to change that up for the title I have to create, but because that's kind of long. But my initial thoughts, yes, there is a lack of trust. And it's almost into the state of paranoia because you don't know if the woman is she interested in you or is she interested in what you provide, which can be a scary thought because if it's what you provide, what happens when you can't provide it anymore? Got to keep remember, there's only so many resources out there. So let's go.
So I have a question around that, and I would like all the gentlemen on the panel to weigh in on that because I hear men have that conversation, and then I also hear men talk about how there's a certain lack of trust when they find their woman after they've attained success. So, like, what are we really teaching, preaching in terms of men finding their person?
So I preach the opposite. What AP just did is the equivalent of women telling you you have time to find your husband. So that is I don't know what they call it, if I'm using the right word, a trope. That is what is ideal. That is actually what is ideal. Everybody, for some reason in the black community, keeps saying that you should do all of this stuff after you've achieved. It is a large part of your achievement process that you find yourself a partner.
This is something that was on Fresh and Fit. I guess this is this thing that has come out about how men should move in order to be successful.
Wait. Oh, that's not from Fresh and Fit. No, that's from Rolo Tomasi. And yeah, and this is a bunch of you know what? This makes sense if you're not trying to get married, you don't want any kids. That's what this is for. That's 100% what this is for. So
quickest path to becoming a high.
I should note that this is not what this channel is about. So if this is the lifestyle you're looking for, you're probably watching the wrong videos. But you're welcome here. We always welcome you. Always welcome the viewership. Just know that that's not the goal. I preach. I'm very much pro marriage, so it's not going to be that helpful here.
I value man. Do not get married. Avoid family creation. Vasectomy in your 20s. Lift consistently. Eliminate all sedations. Learn game and networking. Play to your strengths. Build.
Okay, so I know you guys looked a certain kind of way on number 3. They did not agree with the vasectomy. Like they unanimously did not agree with that part. So let's take number 3 out. Let's just forget that was even a part of it. But that goes into the question I think that Enos was stating, right? Enos, does that kind of go into?
Yeah, but I don't understand why number 3 would be taken out. I think that for all of the men who talk about women who choose to carry children that they did not want, vasectomies are reversible. That is the number one way to protect yourself from having an unplanned unwanted.
Okay. Speaking as someone who has been to the urologist multiple times and actually had a vasectomy, they're not reversible. Okay? Yeah, they tell you that. And then when you actually go and talk to the urologist, they'll start hinting at, okay, you really need to be sure about this. And then when you're laying on the table, they say that, there is a chance that this connection will grow back on its own, but the technique I use will make sure that doesn't happen. But if we do this, it's not reversible. So you know what, this is, and the other thing that no one ever talks about in these conversations is, again, the urologist, when you go see them, they will tell you that it's only reversible. It's only reversible when you first get it. The longer you have it, the less likely it is to be reversible. And another thing, when it's reversible, let's say you do get it in time, it's still not guaranteed that you're going to be fertile afterwards. So no, the short answer is it's not reversible. Please stop telling men that it is, because that is a big misconception.
Wanted family. Like, I don't, why,
I'm not one of my friends.
yeah, I don't understand why they would remove that. Like, it's,
Okay, that's a good way of looking at it. But keep it in there.
yeah, you can only control yourself, and like relying on somebody else controlling themselves is like a really crazy way to move in this world, to be honest.
Okay, so I guess I'll jump in first. So I may not have said it properly. I don't know. Maybe I used the wrong words. Maybe I did something like Ebony did. When I say moving your purpose, what I mean is, when find that purpose. That doesn't mean that somebody's not going to come along while you're finding that purpose. That doesn't mean that you ignore it when she shows up. What it means is you don't go chase it.
Okay.
Don't go chase it. It's always going to be there. There's always going to be a woman. And if a woman finds that you're moving in your purpose, there's always going to be a woman wanting to know more about you. Not just about what you do in bed, not just about what you can get for her, but genuinely wants to know more about you. That's the woman that you will say, "Hey, let's go to this nice restaurant. I got something I want to do," and then you do that one knee or whatever the hell they do these days, right? But that doesn't mean you ignore it when it's in front of you. In regards to the vasectomy, yeah, it's reversible, but I'd say be more disciplined with what you're doing with your manhood, and just make smarter choices. Like that's the answer. And I know Trigger Mike disagrees with this one a little bit, but I believe in being disciplined, being smart. You can't, and what you get a vasectomy, that's not going to stop you from getting anything that can crawl up into that little tiny little wee wee hole you got.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm just saying in general on that number 3, because that would suggest that men are then going to just basically go and damn near everything raw and not have to worry about a kid.
That's exactly.
That's not the only damn thing you got to worry about.
That's exactly what's gonna happen, bro.
So do you guys agree with that list though? But I know
absolutely not. So here's the
not
thing
most of it.
about-
I don't.
Look at the name at the top. So one thing we have to do with this whole manosphere red pill movement is that I do not like this whole monolithic sense. You're red pill, you're manosphere. Take a look at what people are saying and what they are preaching. There are different people, there are different sectors and subjects that people like. And the crazy part about it is that that's the way they actually keep their life. Rollo Tomasi, Myron Gaines, like some of these dudes have no kids. And they are literally, to this day, old as shit, like Rollo Tomasi.
Wait a minute. Okay, I want to hear this.
Not really middle age, but around the age, late 30s, early 40s, Myron Gaines. This is the way they want to live their life. And they're preaching it for men that want to listen. There's
Trigger Mike, there's some problems with what you're saying. First off, Rollo Tomasi, yes, he is up there in age. Here's the problem though. He's married. He's been married. He has a daughter who is not engaged, is already married. So this is my big problem with Rollo, is because he doesn't teach guys. His message is that if he were a guy today, if he were a younger man today, he wouldn't he wouldn't get married, which means that if you're not, you wouldn't have a kid. That is the first time I've ever heard a father say that. So that's my problem with Rollo Tomasi. That's why I don't review his content I mean, I know it's out there because I've watched a couple of his shows, but look, we're getting off topic. Let's go.
There's no way in hell most men will agree with this entire list, because what I heard, this is the idealistic view of a high value man. And the funny part about it is that this is like I don't know, because most CEOs have families, right?
That's what I was gonna ask. Don't most high value.
Exactly. This is not like a basically what I heard here was
Playboy high value.
exactly create a broken home, because in fact this is unrealistic. It's idealistic and unrealistic, and it goes against human nature. All right, because what's going to happen is no matter how much you think you're going to be focused, the distraction is going to be a woman. It's going to be a woman. All right, so you're going to create a broken home when you do have a child with her. You're going to be overly focused on looks and self-preservation, which means you're going to be overly selfish, which isn't good for anybody. And you're basically learning how to have everything and have nothing at the same time. You will have a dying legend and not a lasting legacy with this particular list. All right, so
that's a bar right there. Because this is why I say, if you want to create a legacy that goes beyond your lifetime, children and family is the easiest way to do that. I'm not a rich man, but my legacy will last longer than a man who's rich and doesn't have a family, because his legacy dies with him. Yeah, he might be able to you want a prime example? Go look at elementary schools. Most elementary schools are named after somebody. But most of you don't know who the person is, right? Because their legacy died when they did, even though they got their name on the side of a building. But the point is that my legacy will continue to live on past a rich man's lifetime, because I have 2 kids. And my kids will tell their kids the story of granddad and how great he was to the family. So that's why this is what, my argument for all you guys out there that are anti-marriage. Okay. How do you plan on building a legacy that's going to live past your own lifetime? Well, you can do that and still not get married. You can have kids and still not get married. Yeah, you could, but then why wouldn't you want to put your kids in the best environment for success? Again, we know the data. 2-parent household bounded by marriage, the best environment to raise children in. So, well, you know what? Let's go.
So the last part about follow your goals and all of your strengths is good, but the bad part is that they look at women as who they actually are, which is a distraction, but not teaching men how to deal with it, right? So it's ideal to say, wait till you're done with everything until you have children, but that's not ideal at all.
No, it's not.
Especially if you can't trust the woman that you're going to get with by that time. She likely does not like you for your characteristics. She does see you as a wallet, because that's how you market yourself to everybody.
Exactly.
So, it's a lot. Yeah, I don't. Vasectomy in your 20s, like what? That's like mutilation. How?
The other thing that we might need to save this for another video, but there is a downside to waiting later in life to have kids. From the man's perspective, for a woman's perspective, we get it, right? High risk pregnancy. But from the man's perspective, you run out of time because, believe it or not, traditions are carried by the parents, no doubt, right? But they're enforced by the grandparents. So the longer you wait, the less likely you are to enforce the traditions in your family. Because think about it. You as the father, you set the tone for your household, right? But you know who reinforces that? It's not your wife. Your wife does that, right? But it's also your grandparents. When kids go see the grandparents and the kids are telling grandma and granddad all the stuff that dad did, and grandma and grandpa say, that's right. That's how we did. That's how we raised him. He was like that. It was like that when your daddy was a little boy. What? Yeah, the kids' eyes get big because they just heard something about mom and dad, that they had to do the same things. See, traditions get reinforced. But of course, if you wait too long and then, you're pushing 80, you can't tell your grandkids nothing, because most of us ain't going to make it that long. And 2, if you are around them, you're not doing that much. You're not going to be that active because you're just too old at that point. See, again, family planning. This is a real thing. We need to put more time and effort into it.
I don't know what to say to that.
The reason I say I'm not against it is because a lot of people don't have the discipline to make sure they always wear a condom, and some people even become desensitized and can't remain with the condom. I didn't do it. I just did my patented fill it up with water, tie it, clean it, check it, and then take it with me and dispose of it later. And not everybody gonna do that every single time. So
what? Wait, go run that list back.
That's one
Run
step
that
short
process
of
back.
Drake and the hot sauce.
So I take it off, go to the bathroom, fill it
Whatever
with water,
works.
and clean it and squeeze and like use the paper towel or the Kleenex or the tissue to see if any drippage was on the towel, and I put it in my pocket and take it with me. And
I don't know why I thought you was about to reuse that sucker. Oh, my bad.
No, I'm not gonna diminish me.
Save this for later.
Diminishment. The dishminishment.
All right.
Oh my God.
Okay, anybody else want to give their input on the list? Because I want to.
Dude, man, I was not expecting that. Reusable condoms. Oh my God. Jesus.
Kind of whip it up a little bit.
Can you put it up one more time
Yeah,
for me,
so-
real quick, though?
Some people are saying this is the quickest way to become a high value man. Sure. So when you say high value, yes, this is a list for that. I'm telling you, the average man is going to get tripped up on number 2. Like, they're not going to make, you have to have an extreme amount of discipline to strategically follow this list.
Remove number 1. Move number 6 to number 1. Take out number 2. Take out number 3.
Somebody
I think the rest. I think the rest is solid.
I literally just saw
Why
a
would you-
video that said that
Robert, how do you know that?
they use condom.
You know that?
I just literally today I saw on Instagram a guy saying that he did, and then he's looking like, y'all never did that. Like if you
No.
only had one and you knew somebody else was coming, so
No.
you just rinsed it out and reused it.
Not never.
It's extremely hard. First off, that's how you end up breaking in the first place, trying to put it back on unrolled.
That's
So,
disgusting for the
I would
woman.
never-
He's
yeah, I'd never
protecting
try that.
himself, but the woman
Yeah,
isn't protected.
Wait, hold up.
She caught it.
Yeah, he tried it, right?
Listen, he just gave straight out instructions, and then he was like, "I've never tried it."
Oh
The
my
way you just
God.
explained it, like you just knew.
Bro. Oh my God. They are tripping. Hey, what is going on here? What the hell, man? Oh man, this oh my God. Oh my God. I thought I was tripping. I was like, he didn't just say that. Because they were having another conversation. It was kind of in the background. I'm like, no, he didn't say that. They talking about something else now. Oh God.
You came was like, "Well, I never tried it." What?
Wait, what do you mean? Like
Mike,
never
you
tried
done
to put it on
you
the
done
condom?
tried- you done tried to put it back.
Bruh. You was like, I never
Hey,
tried
you
it.
tried to put
That's
it
one
back.
of the best ways to break it. Stretch it out and get it unrolled. And then try to put it
No,
on.
What I'm saying is, once it's unrolled, so if you only have one, and then you take it off, and she's like, "Oh, I thought we was going again." Then you're playing with it, fiddling with it, and then you try to put it back on, and your finger goes through it. You're like, "Well, that's it for the night."
That's
My
very
bad.
specific.
Bring more next
So
time.
you were
You are
successful
so-
in putting it back on before.
It just sounds
I
like
gotta
you-
call Cap on that's the end of the night.
Oh well, okay, yeah. Once tried it. I'm not about to fiddle with that thing. Like, no, I need a new one. Thank you. Once it's taken off, it's worthless to me. I'm sorry. I'm not reusing it.
Hilarious. Okay, anybody else want to
Well, my question is, if you're trying to become a high value man, based on, we've had these conversations about high value men, didn't actually even looking at some of the Instagram videos that they said that one of the things that will help you along is the right woman. So
Yeah.
not just the not getting to marry, I understand that, or just having kids,
Yeah.
but part of being that high value man is also choosing the right woman.
The help me.
Absolutely. So
I won't
this is
disagree
that.
with
So
that at all.
actually, I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take back what I said. It's absolutely wrong. It's wrong
Mhm.
because the greatest wealth builder, and this is proven, is marriage to the right
Mhm.
woman. We could say, but for the average person, we'll say to a working woman.
Mhm.
I asked on my show. I said, anybody ever saved $60,000 in 1 year? Raise your hand. And my hand was the only one that went up. Now I have absolutely no problem saying that it's because I pay all the bills and my wife makes a lot of money. When her money comes to the account, I don't know what to do with it, so I just put it in savings because I don't need it for nothing. And that is the greatest wealth builder. When I get a good stock tip, when my boys call me up like, yo, you better get, I'm like, well, I done put all.
Okay, so he just said something powerful. I think I might have covered this before, but one of the things I learned back when I was a financial coach is that the best way to figure this out, right? Because again, this goes into family planning, which you should be doing before you have, after you're married, but before you have kids. The best thing to do is 100% of the breadwinner's income goes to bills and lifestyle, goes to paying bills, basically, right? 50% of the secondary person's income goes to paying bills. The other 50% of their income goes towards paying off debt, then saving your the 3 to 6 month emergency fund, and then finally starts your retirement account. Once that retirement account is maxed out, whatever's left, you can do what Mike is talking about. Now, obviously, as you get older, your income is going to increase. Here's the kicker, though. The ideal situation, because most people don't do this, the ideal situation is you don't increase your lifestyle that much. What you do increase is the things, what you decrease is the percentage of the secondary person's income that goes to cover the bills. So you would increase the percentage that's going to paying off debt, emergency fund, retirement, and other things. See how that works? Because now, number one, we have a plan for how what we're going to do with money. That makes all the difference to the world, especially for women. You want a woman to feel secure with you. You got to have a plan for what your finances is going to do. Again, this is something that happens when you sit down with a financial coach that's going to help you navigate through all the treacheries that come with combining your income and building actual generational wealth and not just trying to get rich. Wealth takes time to build. See, too much time, we spend too much time focused on getting rich, which is something that you can lose over a summer with a bad habit. Wealth takes time to build. And if you want generational wealth, meaning that you want it to last more than one generation, newsflash, it takes you a long time to build it. In most cases, it takes you more than one generation to build it. We never talk about that, but you're going to have to say that for another conversation. Y'all going to have to watch some more money videos, right? Or, yeah, y'all need to go back and watch the other money videos that I have in that playlist. If we get some more traction on those, I'll start making some more. But right now, where it's at is fine. We just need to get some more people watching it. So that playlist is on my page under playlist, so go check that out. But in the meantime, I'm going to say goes to the next time. Peace.